Cat won't stop staring at Dad all night. Dad checks video and realizes why. Daniel can't believe what he's seeing. This video was actual proof. Finally, some answers to the hundreds of questions he had. As he rewinds and watches the video again, a feeling of uncertainty creeps upon him. He always knew Muffins was a strange cat, but still, he never expected this. Not in a million years. Adopting a pet can be one of the greatest joys life has to offer. But sometimes, adopted animals can scare and surprise you with the behaviors they learned from their last home. One couple found themselves in this situation when they noticed that their new cat had come with a catch. He had an unsettling trait that would give them many sleepless nights during the weeks that followed. Understanding how important it is to adopt a cat instead of buying one couple visited their local pound to find a new companion for their family. The kitty they found was sweet, affectionate, and happy, but he would soon show his true colors, and it was more than the couple had bargained for. Ever since Daniel Hawkins and his family picked out Muffins, he had become a part of the family. The first time they saw him, Muffins looked straight into Daniel's eyes, as if pleading with him to take him home. How could Daniel turn him away? And so, the Hawkins family gained another family member in the form of a tabby feline, but they had no idea what this cat would have in store for them. Daniel's two kids absolutely loved Muffins. They often snuggled with him at night, stroking his fluffy fur and listening to his purr. As soon as he left the pound, the cat had seemingly made himself at home and was comfortable as a new member of the family. But he had a habit that stunned and scared his new owners, and he only showed his flaw at night. This flaw, revealed below, was strange and quirky for any animal. Every single night since he had been adopted, the cat would stand in the doorway to his owner's bedrooms while they slept. He didn't seem to understand that he was supposed to sleep in the expensive bed that they had bought him. Eventually relenting, Daniel decided to let him sleep with them in their bed, but sadly his strange habit only got worse. Now, Muffins was allowed onto the bed, but he didn't sleep at all, and instead chose to stare directly at his owners as they slept. Every night, this habit persisted, and his owners were gobsmacked. Could this behavior be a sign of a more serious problem? What was this cat trying to tell his owners with his silent nighttime habit? What was he looking at? When Daniel was 13, he was diagnosed with asthma, so throughout his life, he has had trouble breathing, especially at night. He could never run a marathon, he never tried a cigarette, and he always had to have his inhaler on standby. He had seen countless doctors and specialists, but they couldn't really come up with a solution. And lately, his asthma had been getting completely out of control. For Daniel, his trouble breathing had only intensified since they had brought Muffins home. But this was something far more than a simple allergy. There were moments in the night where it felt like glass was scratching his throat. He had spent countless nights sitting up, trying to get his breath back. As time went on, Daniel felt more and more frustrated. Little did he know he would get an answer soon enough. One night, Daniel woke up coughing. He was wheezing and his chest felt tight. He looked at the clock. It was 4:03 a.m. His wife was fast asleep next to him, tucked into their duvet. He got up to get a glass of water from the kitchen, but then he suddenly noticed something. It's Muffins, and what he was doing made his blood run cold. Sitting on a chair in the moonlight and surrounded by complete silence, Muffins was staring at Daniel and watching his every move. As Daniel got up to get his water, Muffins' reflective yellow eyes followed him eerily across the room. A sudden, irrational feeling of anxiety crept upon Daniel. What if the cat was seeing something that Daniel couldn't? This situation happened again the day after, at exactly the same time, 4:03 a.m. Daniel woke up coughing to find Muffins staring at him. Okay, this is super weird, thought Daniel. What are you doing? He whispered to the creepy cat. Suddenly, a thought popped in his head. He pondered for a while, before nervously getting back into bed. The following morning, as Daniel ate his toast and cereal, he watched Muffins creep around the house. His two girls were playing with him while they watched some TV. His youngest, Ella, scooped Muffins up and cuddled him close, but Daniel felt a lump in his throat, unable to get last night's antics out of his head. He knew he had to do something, so he did. Daniel grabbed his wallet, car keys, kissed his wife goodbye, and set off to the supermarket. While driving there, all he could think of was Muffin's alarming and quite scary stare. He needed some answers. Enough was enough. I'm looking for a video camera, please, preferably one with night vision, Daniel asks a member of the staff, who was rearranging a shelf full of blue denim pants. Sure thing. Sure thing, the employee replied with a polite smile. She leaves him for a few minutes before coming back armed with a video camera. He was finally going to get some answers. Daniel sets up the camera before bed, placing it behind a book. As he kissed his 2 girls goodnight, he noticed Muffins lingering in the hallway. His green eyes were focused on Daniel's every move. Daniel gets into bed, kisses his wife goodnight, and snuggles into his duvet. Silence fills the room, and he slowly drifts off to sleep, knowing that in the morning he'll finally have answers. The following morning, Daniel woke up and immediately remembered the camera. As he waved goodbye to his kids who were off to play soccer, he sprinted back upstairs while Muffin watched his every move. He shut the bedroom door, pulled out the memory card from the camera, and plugged it into his computer. While he waited for it to load, a feeling of excitement jolts Daniel. Finally, some answers. As Daniel presses play on the recorded video, he lets out a sigh. Please give me answers, he whispers out loud. The video showed nothing for the first few hours, just Daniel and his wife tossing and turning in their bed. Fast forwarding the video, suddenly Daniel presses pause. He can see Muffin in the video. He's perched at the end of the bed. Then slowly he makes his way up to Daniel, who's fast asleep. What was he doing? No way, shouts Daniel. He was sitting in his bedroom watching the recorded video from last night. The video shows Muffin slowly creep his way closer and closer to Daniel's face before getting completely comfortable and settling down on top of his nose and mouth. Daniel can't believe it. This would explain why he's recently started having trouble breathing at night. Pressing pause on the video, Daniel gets up. Suddenly, Muffins creeps into the room, and Daniel turns to him before cracking a smile. The following morning, over a cup of coffee and freshly cooked toast, Daniel explained everything to his wife. She was equally shocked at the outcome, but she felt happy that her husband finally had some answers. That's some way to show his love, Daniel's wife joked. Yeah, I guess it is, Daniel replied with a smirk on his face. As Daniel finished reading his morning paper, he heard a scratch. He turned around and Muffins is sitting in the corner of the room staring at him. Daniel put down the newspaper and walked over to Muffins and picked him up. He nests Muffin in his chest while stroking his silky smooth fur. The cat looks at his owner and lets out a purr. He was exactly where he wanted to be. The story just goes to show that our dear beloved pets really do have a mind of their own. And when they want something, whether that's food, drink, playtime, or in Muffin's case, cuddles, they'll stop at nothing to get it, even if that may result in choking their owners. With love, of course.